Welcome, foolish creatures, to another episode from Fright Chasers. You'll hear spooky calls from our Haunted Hotline, stories plucked from another dimension with tales from the beyond, oddities galore in news from the beyond, and haunting interviews with your ghost host, Woody G. Watts. Welcome to the Fright Chasers. The recorder is now ready for your haunted tale. Tell us your spooky tale after the beep.
We decided to go out into the middle of the woods with my boyfriend, and just drive. Just drive. I'm not friends with her anymore. She brought a lot into my life, and I'm hoping that it is not staying past its time. But basically, we were driving out into the middle of the woods, and we came upon like an outlook like you would see in a movie where kids like make out, where you just look out like onto the city and it's like really small below you. And it was really pretty, and we stepped out of the car and everybody was just watching, lights twinkle and like the cars go by, and it was just the three of us. But at this one like point in time, and there's nobody else around us. Nobody else was watching the scenery. At a specific point in time, all three of us got different sensations of just needing to get into the car and go. And so I didn't say anything about it because I have anxiety, and that shit be cropping up all the time. So I was like, no, I'm not going to ruin this for them. But my boyfriend, of all people, spoke up. And he was like, I want to get in the car. And we all just bolted because we were like, oh, shit, okay, we all feel this. Get in the car. So we all got in the car as quick as we could. We locked the doors. We drove down the mountain. We were trying to get away. And he was just saying how he felt like something in the brush behind us was just watching us, which was horrifying for me because that's exactly what I felt. Haley is being my friend that drove us out there in the first place. Haley did not experience that, but she said that she felt uneasy, that she felt like there was a shift, and it was pretty much the exact same time both of us felt a shift as well. So we were joking about cats and like bears, and as we were like going down the hill, she was like, or it could be, and she just kind of stopped and she's like, you know what, you have anxiety, I'm not going to bring this up for you while we're in the middle of the woods. And I was like, yes, please, thank you. And she's like, but I will tell you when we are not in the middle of the woods. And so we were driving and we were trying to get back to the city portion of where we live, and off in the distance, like the front left of the car, like gripping like a steep hill, was what looked like a deer, but with like human proportions, and it was holding on to the landscape like it was a human. So like gripping with like arms onto this landscape, right? So the deer-like thing was holding on to, or it looked like it was holding on to the mountainscape, the steep mountainscape. And it looked like it was a person literally just dressed as a deer. The closer we got to it, it quickly shifted down I don't want to say, like, smush. I don't want to say it, like, transformed, but it looked like it did. It shifted down and transformed into a normal position for a deer and just stared at us like it had been caught. And I thought it was weird. My boyfriend in the back seat thought it was weird, but we didn't really, yeah, it was a weird deer, right? And then we looked at Haley, who was driving, horrified. She was completely horrified. She was speeding. We were getting out of there, and we were like, oh, God, okay, what now? What now, Haley? And she's like, no, I'm not telling you till we get to the city. And that was like, okay. That is really unnerving. So we finally drove back to where there were other people, civilization, and she pulled into a sheep, and we suddenly felt safe because sheep is obviously safe. And she was like, so I was gonna, like, just as a joke, I was gonna tell you guys that it could have been like this cryptid I'd heard of where, you know, it takes the form of animals in the woods, and like one of the ones that it chose most often was a deer, but it would look like a bipedal. It would look like a human before, you know, turning back to look like a deer to make you feel at ease. I have no idea what cryptid she was talking about. But the fact that she was going to tell us, it popped up in her head, you know, oh, that could be the thing that was watching us from the woods, ha ha ha. And then we come upon this grotesque-looking humanoid deer in the middle of nowhere, staring us down. It was unnerving, to say the least. And so we were all pretty quiet on that drive home. We wanted to go home after that. I was like, okay, Haley, I'm done with this. I want to go. And she dropped us off, and I haven't spoken to her for a few years, actually. So.
Be sure to check out our website at frightchasers.com and call our Haunted Hotline at 701-HAUNTED. That's 701-428-6833. With your spooky tale. We're dying to hear it. Thank you for listening to the Fright Chasers.